Hello and welcome back to Having Fun. I'm your presentator Uramis, and today's video is gonna be a build about an expansion set for the RG Nu Gundam itself. That expansion set, which one is gonna be? So, as many of you have seen before, there was another video about an unboxing of a HWS Bandai expansion set for the RG Nu Gundam, and that's actually the kit that I'm gonna build today. For today's kit build, tools that we're gonna be needing are the next ones. You're gonna need your nippers. You're gonna need actually two of them. First nipper is gonna be for actually cutting the runners. All those really thick runners, you're gonna be trying to cut them out, and then you're gonna try to clean them with your second nipper. That's gonna be your second hand nipper, your more professional nipper side. After that, if you see that there is still some nub marks or some kind of recess over the surface, you're gonna be actually using a hobby knife. You can use any hobby knife, and always check the blade if it's in a good state or if it's dull. If it's dull, you need to change the blade. Also, if you are a minor over the age when using a hobby knife, I recommend that you go and ask for an adult to help you out in this kind of works, because using a knife, it's really dangerous. Remember, if you're a kid and you're over 18, don't use a knife. Ask for your parents, for your brother, for your sister, or any adult around you to help you build the gunplay kit or try to help you clean the parts. If you're a minor age, you can even use files or sandpaper. Files are better used when they are in the lower degree to the highest degree. So I recommend you using from the 400, there's a 200, even a 100 degree to use the files or sandpaper. So recommend from the lowest to the highest. So we're gonna be using 400, 100, 1000, 200, 2000, and lastly, to get that clean shining up, the 4000 file. Lastly, for doing the more special design, that it's going to be remaking those panel lines and making them look more awesome when you're using your cotton buds and your Mia thinner, I recommend that you should always use a scriber. Recommended. You can even use a scriber, or even, that's another thing, you can use a needle for those when you try to fix your pants or clothes or anything that's gonna be with, for example, we use with some kind of string. Remember, try to use it carefully, because those things are really sharp in the point of the edge, that when you try to actually make a panel line, you could actually apply too much force and boom, you will make a great line between your fingers, and that's bad. That line means that you've been harmed and you didn't know how to use correctly the scriber. So remember, don't apply too much force, and always make it applying a little force, only following a little force, and that's all. Let the needle of the pointy edge of the needle do the job. Sorry about that. And lastly, what we're gonna be using is our Tamiya extra thin cement. So when you're gonna be having those issues when you're trying to paint your, when you're trying to actually move your gunpla and you see some recess actually from over the surface. For example, this part is not connected. I see, oh my god, I see some seam lines. I see these lines. I see there and that. That's when this guys comes up. And also, if you have some kind of problems, for example, when you are painting your gunpla and actually saying, oh my god, I can see another line there, it's not put together, you can use the Miesers in cement. And lastly, for when you're done doing the panel lines, remaking them, all of them, you can use panel line accent, black color, or either you can use the gray or dark gray over the white parts. And lastly, when you're trying to erase them, you're gonna be needing your best friend Tamiya Thinner X20 to clean all those parts. You can even use Gaia enamel thinner. That's the same material and chemical compound they have made to be an eraser for to remove the enamel paints. So lastly, now we're gonna be moving these fellas out a little bit. And bring the kit. There we go. So everyone can see the kit is here. And now let's go ahead and build it.
Now, as you can see here in the other part of the video, I'm showing not actually the entire cutting of the knob marks. I'm actually now sanding down the knob marks by making the surface look more little better. And with that, you will have a clean surface, and with it, you're gonna be having a good place to attach your model kits and even use super glue or Tamiya cement.
Hello and welcome to the second part. Well, not the second part, it's actually the continuation of the video. As you can see, I actually primed some parts of the Gunpla, and you can see it's primed. Yep. And also, I just gave each of them some Tamiya glue cement too, so okay, they can be looking awesome too. No seamless look at all, and I love the details it has. Actually, when it was the color gray, I didn't like that kind of color. It doesn't look like more mechanical part frame thing, you know. You want to look at more realistic, and well, I actually did the job. Well, this part it's not painted or primed at all, so this is gonna be a great work to do here. Now, the things that I'm gonna show you is how I actually paint each one of these parts to make it more like looking like details and make it really look fantastic when trying to pose a Gundam. So what I'm gonna do today is that, as you can see, these pipelines and also this large side here, as you can see, it's showing by the glowing effect of the light hitting here. This part like looks like some like teeth, and actually it's a really long way. It's like a chainsaw, and I'm actually gonna paint it gold so it can match my Gunpla and some parts, and I'm gonna paint this part red. So in this part too, I'm gonna paint the pipelines red, and these other parts I'm gonna paint it to match maybe silver or gold. That must depend on how it will pop out the details in there. Lastly, I'm gonna paint the thrusters. Always one of the things that they don't do in like the Gundam kits, they don't make color separation correctly, so they actually print it in one color, so that's one thing I actually don't like. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and paint this part of the thrusters. I'm gonna paint it as silver, and it will come out pretty well after it's done. And also this part of the skirt of the Gundam, the back part of the skirt, it's actually not completely color separated, so I'm gonna need to paint it silver too. Now, the paints that I'm gonna be using today are, as you can see, I have here in front of me. So the paints as silver that I'm gonna be using, it's Game Color Vallejo, the brand, and the color is gonna be silver. For those who are speaking Spanish, there is the color called Plata, and second color that I'm gonna be using for the pipelines, I'm gonna be using Scarlet Blood from Game Color, same brand, Vallejo. And for those who speak Spanish language, it's gonna be Sangre Escarlata. Third color that I'm gonna be using for making that dentadure of the chainsaw look amazing, the teeth ones, I'm gonna be using Game Color Vallejo, same brand, Polish Gold. And I'm gonna be saying the Spanish one for those who speak Spanish, it's Dorado Pulido. Lastly, as the parts of the gun, this part here, the last part, that's gonna be like the edge of the gun, the barrel, I'm gonna be painted with gunmetal. Doesn't ever fade. Gunmetal is gonna be my best friend helping me this works out. And it's from the same brand, Vallejo, and from the same branch that's gonna be Game Color. And for those who speak Spanish, it's gonna be called Gris Metalizado. Now, as you can be seeing here, in many people manuals, they're gonna be saying that you should paint these parts inside the lens. So I'm trying to do some research and everything, and I couldn't find either of that because they don't show actually the correct color scheme. But really, trust me, I live in a country where everything is blocked and I cannot find too much, so I need to use VPN, so I use free VPN all the time. And the thing is that as you can see here, it's basically some 2 circles, no color inside, no color separation either. So you know what it means, stickers. And I'm not gonna put stickers here. So what I'm gonna do is some techniques that's from miniatures. When they're doing the lenses, you're gonna be actually popping those lenses as details. So what I'm gonna be using is as basic base is gonna be gory red, a more red color, so it's gonna be like a lens that's popping more out. And actually it's gonna be my first try doing this, so I hope that it comes out really good. And secondly, I'm gonna be using a game color, the same brand from Vallejo, it's the hot orange. And lastly, I'm gonna be using to pop out that kind of like lens to make that like the shining like hitting there. I'm gonna be using Ghost Gray. Now the thing is that actually when you're finished doing that, you need to actually use a gloss coat so you can be looking like an amazing thing. That's one thing I didn't have in mind, and I don't have gloss paint, so that's gonna be hard to do it. And lastly, I'm gonna be using to shade those parts. In Gunpla you don't need to shade, but here when you're using, I'm gonna be using normal shade oil and regular and flash shade from Citadel. So, and lastly, well, your brushes. I would recommend you that you should be using any kind of brushes. These ones are like my old like veterans in war, so I've been using them. And yeah, I'm gonna be actually trying to buy a new set of a mini set of detail paint brushes. So I'm not gonna buy expensive. Well, you can go to a local like a school store too, and even like those stores that they actually sell all-purpose materials. For example, when you're doing dioramas, art, and everything, you can even go to an art box place and just buy the brushes. They're more cheaper than buying professional brushes in art. Lastly, that I'm gonna be using is here. As you can see, my hands wet. I'm gonna be using my wet palette. And lastly, a cup of hot water. So I'm gonna be using for re-humidify the texture of the paper, so it will come out actually very good. And let's stop here with the talking and go ahead with the painting. First thing first, the silver.
trying to ready yourself for whatever I'm gonna do. Will I drag you in bed, trying to fix it with sex, or will I tell you I'm done with you? I know I'm complicated, kinda crazy, but will you stay the night? I know it's hard to trust me, but if you let me, I'll make it alright. I don't ever mean to take it out on you, and I don't want to hurt you, but I always do. I don't have a clue what's fucking wrong with me, but I'm always turning on the ones that love me, and I don't ever mean to. No, I don't mean to be cruel. Dropping the L's like there's nobody else, but there's somebody on my heart. I'm trying my best to fall in love with myself. Never thought it would be this hard. I know it's complicated and frustrating. You wish that I were fine. I know that it's a lot to ask of you to wait for me, but please give me a little more time, 'cause I don't ever mean to take it out on you, and I don't want to hurt you, but I always do. I don't have a clue what's fucking wrong with me, but I'm always turning on the ones that love me, and I don't ever mean to. No, I don't mean to be cruel.
Now, in the last part I'm going to be doing is the final thing. That's gonna be assembling everything, and take a look how actually would look like everything painted like this. Hope that you saw it. Hope that you enjoyed, and see you in the building. Bye. Hello and welcome back to another part from the. No, it's not a part. It's like continuation of everything. So, as many have been saying about it, it's quite a step to make these like prime models or Gunpla models to look really amazing. These Gunpla model kits, they are really amazing in some definitions, and some of them are really amazing because of the articulations and other things. Now, that's not the point of today's continuation of the video. It was a little of an introduction of why I took so long in making these kind of videos. I like to give them these kinds of Gunpla more detailed work because I love them. I love the mechanical details and everything. The minimum details I see in a mecha or a robot, it's really amazing. Because if it's the most like how can I say, like an advanced system of mechs or robot thing, then I will enjoy building it and having fun with it, painting it and everything. I don't care if it's a bad thing or a good thing. The only thing that's most important is that you enjoy what you're doing. So I hope that you enjoy this part of the video, and it's the building. After I ended up the building, I'm gonna take some videos of how it looks with some 360 degrees of showing about how the kit look actually itself. So I hope that you enjoy, and I will catch you in the last part of the video. That will be, oh yeah, almost forgot, last part that I'm gonna be missing, that you're gonna be missing, is the detail of how I give the, like, for example, these white parts, how I remake the pan lines look better and everything. Well, as I saw in the last video of my RG Full Armor Nu Gundam, people didn't like that thing about it, so I'm gonna be skipping that part, and I'm gonna be showing like a little bit, and then it's gonna be like fast forward, and that's all. Because you know how it's a process and it's tedious. You don't want to just looking at that and say, oh my god, he's doing that again. Okay, so I hope that you enjoy, and I'll catch you later. Enjoy. Now I'm gonna be showing you how it looks like in a 360 degrees, every kind of the weapons. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh wow. Do not worry, this part is when you are attaching the shield. So, let's go ahead. Hey guys, Yuramis, Geo here, back again, giving a little bit about the continuation of this project, and I'm actually going to finish today. I'm pretty proud of myself. Well, for first things first, what I'm going to tell you is that we're in the last part that's going to be applying always confident accent color that is always the penline accent color black, and you're gonna be applying on those white parts, any inside of the white parts, like for example these parts. So from my point of view, I actually like this is not a mistake, but I actually do it, and it's basically that I need to cover a lot of parts with the black panel line accent. The thing is that those parts are not gonna be popping out pretty well because of the amount of not enough space that they have inside. And as you can see, there are lots of gaps that you can actually put a lot of the panel line accent color itself, the ink, and the amount of gaps there. It's really not that, it's a lot of gaps actually. And some of them you can make mistakes, so don't ever do that. And if you're doing a mistake, don't worry, you can fix it later with a little bit of white paint and everything. Or brush away the entire, remove away the entire like panel line accent with a little bit of thing. Now, lastly, what we're gonna do, it's gonna be applying a little bit of the decals, but I'm not gonna apply the decals. That's one of the things I don't understand of Bandai. If they're gonna release a Bandai product, at least they should have released it with some watertight decals. It's not like this realistic decal, like it's just put the stickers on and that's all. No, it will not look like a more realistic way. It will look like more like a cheap way, and I don't like that. I like to make my complicates look more realistic, and that one of the things that's always so stubborn about these decals is that when you actually put them on, when you top coat them, they're still gonna peel off away. That's one of the issues. After a long wait of like leaving them, and when you try to make a pose, they will peel off right after you make a pose or anything you do. So that's one thing that you don't want to do, or you don't want to have. So what you're gonna be actually doing is that you're gonna be moving from this step to a more advanced step that's gonna be searching in any web page. I recommend, if you are in Korea, you can go to Extreme Hobby. They are a good offline shop. They are not with Bandai, but they actually sell every kind of decals, custom decals, printed decals, every kind of decal that you want, you will find it there for every kind of your kits. And even they have custom like numbers, words, Xeon marks, Federation marks, everything that you wanna go, you can go ahead and find it on their website. That's on Neighbor. You can actually contact them with the Korean number and everything down below, and you can ask about the amount of range and everything. They also sell, like for example, tools for Gunpla, for example, professional ways and even beginners ways. And even the service attention on them, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. They're actually doing a good way of making people understand when you're ordering something. They will actually call you and ask you, okay, what kind of the use you're gonna be making of that product when you buy it, and they will provide you with some tips for better products that you can use for long terms of using. So that's one thing I love. It's a service, and if you like to do it, they don't cost a lot. It just costs like $5, $3 only for a sheet of watertight decal. So let's go ahead and show you which one I'm gonna be using. What I'm gonna be using was one that I ordered before from them. It was in the like after 1 week the release of the custom decal that I wanted. It was a 1 week after I got the decal itself. I ordered it and it arrived me in a good proportions and needed of you, because they have every kind of proportion from high grade to the master grades and perfect grades. So if I recommend you to buy custom decals, watertight decals, I would recommend to buy from them. They're a good provider of decals. And let's see, okay, let's see where is my beautiful decals. So right in the back. Oh, I think I jumped much. Okay. I think that's all the way back. Maybe. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so this is the RG. This is for the HWS heavy weapon system. This one I'm gonna be using. So I'm gonna take it away. This is the one I'm gonna be using, and also I'm gonna be putting this fella here, all the way in the back. So it's gonna be used for another kit when I have mines, for example, a kit for my little kids and everything. I'm not gonna just use them with water style decal, because one of the things the kids actually do, they want to peel everything away. So one of the things that you want to do is that they don't actually try to bite this thing off and actually try to eat it. It's a bad thing for them. Actually. So moving on to the last part is that I'm not gonna be showing you all the steps of how I do it. I'm gonna be cutting up and actually be editing this about how I actually been doing it, and I'm not gonna be showing all the entire thing. So I hope that you understand, and I will see you and catch you in the final pose of the video. That's gonna be the new Gundam mounted with all these parts and in a beautiful, awesome pose with all his accessories that he comes with, and some other expansions too as well. So stay tuned, and I will see you later. So after that's done, you know what's coming next. The final thing that we're gonna be using or adding to ourselves, it's the decals. So I hope that you stay tuned for the last part with some amazing poses of the gunplate itself attached to the expansion parts attached to the gunplate itself. See you in a while. GoPro, stop recording.
When I wake up, feeling way too much, hoping I can work my way around. Know I made mistakes, promises I break, but I'm just a man. Living's more than enough. I feel better when I never planned it. Don't wanna give it too much, 'cause whatever I give more is taken. But I keep on living. But I keep on living. Living on a dream.
Oh wow,
Where I should be.
that's pretty bad because it's my kid, but all the weight is going to the. So if it's from my side of you, it will take all the way to the left side, because look at this. I'm trying to center to the middle, and it's going all to the left. Oh wow, that's a lot of weight. Oh, there we go. I fixed it. And because there was a lot of not moving parts. There we go. Now, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be showing you some really awesome poses with this kid. Be right back. Ciao.
But I keep on living.
Hope that you enjoyed this entire part of the video and everything of the entire build from the Bandai. If you liked the video, please give a thumbs up and leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel for I can be bringing more fluid videos, giving more quality and more pleasure to the community. Thank you.